Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back also to Scout Girls Mobiles. So this video is gonna be a little bit different. I thought I'm gonna give, if you found this video, you're probably a new one and someone who's new to the game, or you're just searching for some best fighters. If you're new to the game, you are in luck because the character I'm gonna be discussing today is a common variant of Filia. It's a Bad Hair Day. Now, it comes to no surprise that she's one of the strongest characters in the whole game. The reason for that is her signature ability. She has a 10% chance on hit to inflict bleed for 3 seconds. The bleed is stackable up to 5 times, and 10% increased critical rate while opponent is suffering bleed. Now, what makes her really special is one of her other special abilities. After you've upgraded the character fully, you will have access to upgrading their special ability or giving them a special ability. The Merik ability, I think, I have no idea how it's pronounced. I'm sorry if I pronounced it wrong. And for this specific variant, you must choose the first cut, which means every hit has a 5% chance to convert all active bleeds to permanent bleeds. Yeah, you heard it right. In other words, you can bleed any character in the game with this variant. Now, the only character that is exception, or the only few, there are only 2 or 3 probably characters who are exception. However, your main, the character who you probably will not be able to counter with this, who will be able to counter this effect is Valentine. Any Valentine with ICU. Because Valentine gains heavy regen for 10 seconds when suffering a debuff. It's a Merik ability. Her ICU is a Merik ability. And what this means that every time you're gonna put bleed, she's just gonna convert it into a heavy regen. Which means you will not be able to stack them on in order to convert them to permanent bleeds. Unless you have some other characters who will be able to stop her ability to regenerate. Otherwise, I would not suggest using this variant against Valentine, because again, her ability triggers naturally. You don't have to do a lot for it in case of a bad hair, so please be aware of that. Now, when it comes to her, let's go to her stats. How do you gain stats? Basically by equipping some moves. However, the stats with this variant, the stats that basically take the first tier, which you should always focus on, are the accuracy, increases the probability for abilities to activate and counters opponent's resistance. So you would need to focus on her accuracy. And meter gain increases blockbuster meter gain rate, which means you will be able to use her moves repetitively, her blockbuster moves repetitively. So yeah, focus on accuracy and meter gain for this variant. Another thing, now the good thing about her, again, she's a multi-hitter, so she puts on combos very fast, and unlike tank or any other variants. So yeah, you will not have a lot of problems with her with activating her abilities. However, accuracy will help you do it faster, and especially if you have opponents who are stronger than you, like you're fighting fully upgraded diamond characters, you will need to have a very high accuracy to inflict to make your variant's signature ability activate. Meter gain also is suggested, because I'll show you a little bit later why, but it's also very important. Now, the reason why I don't include piercing in it, because in this game the armor doesn't matter. Literally, it does not matter. It protects from physical attacks. However, since the bleed is a debuff, the armor does nothing in that case. Number two, the second thing you will need to focus on is her defense. Decreases the damage taken by a person, and resistance decreases the probability of suffering debuffs from opponent's abilities and counters opponent accuracy. In other words, this character should be focused, your focus should be making sure that her signature ability will be activated as fast as possible, and making her more survivable because of her HP. She's a bronze character, so she has already a very her base HP is already very low, and even if you're go into gold, it cannot, her HP will not be compared to a natural gold or even silver character. So I would really suggest putting as much resistance and defense as you can. With HP, it doesn't really matter because again, you will be attacking with her as fast as possible, and it will not matter so much. Now, with the equipment, the best unblockable to equip for this Filia is this one, Fenrir Drive. The reason is, first of all, this blockbuster does multiple damage, which I will demonstrate later on. Second of all, it has 25 bonus damage if opponent has a bleed effect. So it means you can stack with it bleeds. If it doesn't have a bleed, it will. There's a very high chance of stacking a bleed on your opponent, and if the opponent already has bleed, you'll just give bonus damage. So it's either way is good. Now, another blockbuster which is good and which I think for this case is a must is this Drill Tempered. The reason why is because again, it's a multi-hit and it has 5% chance on hit to remove all buffs. Now, if you already have a very high accuracy, I think it also affects the moves or the abilities that come with the moves. So I would suggest having this move because it will remove any buffs, any annoying buffs you have on a character. Now, when it comes to like ordinary moves, I would choose. Oh, I almost forgot. Another move that would be very good for this Filia, or blockbuster that would be good, is Gregor Samson. This one again is a multi-hit. It has 10% chance on hit to inflict bleed for 5 seconds. So this is another good blockbuster to stack up bleeds or just deal a huge amount of damage. Now, when it comes to the moves, I would suggest using French Twist because first of all, it has 5% chance to hit to inflict bleed, so it has an increased chance of bleed, adding more bleeds to the character you're going against with. And the second one comes Hairball. Now, despite this move doesn't have any special abilities, however, it has a decent damage. It's said here that it's medium, but remember, if the character is bleeding, you have the Filia will deal far more damage, so this is a yes. And another thing, it's a multi-hit, so you're winning either way. Now, if you're more advanced player, you might want to use the relationship. It does a pretty good damage and has a 25% increased chance to land a critical hit, which also, again, the more hits, the better the results is with this variant. Also, if you see, each move has a different side of stats. So when it comes to some moves, we might have piercing and accuracy and resistance together, so you might set them, but in general you get the point. These are the golden moves. Also, whenever you get your hands on the golden moves, always use those, because silver moves, I don't have any silver, don't I? No. Because the silver moves, they have only 2 effects or 2 stats, and bronze moves comes with only, as you can see, 1 single effect. So as soon as you get the chance to get better moves, always focus on those stats. Not always, or focus in this specific variant, focus on those stats in order to get the best out of her. So let's go to the training. And as you can see, I have golden variant. I've upgraded her to gold. I'm just gonna demonstrate how good she is. So let me see. I think I have two variants of her. Yep, two variants. Okay, just a second. Excuse me, just a second. I wanted to remove the voice. So now this is a training, so the opponent will not hit. However, as you can see for the moves, there you go, the opponent already has a very stacked bleed, and as you can see, his health is going down very quickly. So using multiple hits and making a lot of combos will help you. As I said, French twist then can be followed by this move or any other blockbuster, and you will be able to stack them. There you go, one is down. The other one. See, some moves, when you use Hairball, the temp drill will not be effective unless you catch it at the right time, but in most times it not. As you can see, we do not have any bleeds. Now we're gonna use this blockbuster, and boom, we have bleed on her. And we did a decent damage. So yeah, basically this is how you play it. You play with her. You just stack upon bleeds very fast and in a very effective way. And because I have extremely high meter on her, I've already removed 2 characters. With the third one, I'm gonna use French twist and drill. And we can add a little bit damage. Now, of course, because my opponents are not attacking, this is only a demonstration of how good she is, simply because she does multiple attacks, she can avoid damage completely by sliding backwards, and she is, as you can see, it's basically very fast. I don't think any other variant in the whole game can finish up an enemy as fast as her bleeding does. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time. If you liked this video, please consider liking and subscribing, and also give me in the comments, give me your opinion if you want me to talk about other bronze characters, or there's specific character you want me to talk about. I'll make a video on that one. However, I don't think I have the full amount of characters, but if I have that character, I will talk about. If it's bronze, again, I have all the bronze, so see you in the next one. Bye bye.